What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel, Riding with Rod. Today, I'm going to go over a few short things with you as far as modifications. The other day, I was going to go ahead and actually film myself doing it. It's like 115 degrees outside. I was dripping wet. I just didn't pull the camera out. So I'm just going to show you what I did and kind of give you a few key tips on how to actually install the stuff. And then, so the camera will pretty much be on everything that I had done. Not really so much my face, because y'all don't need to see me talking. Y'all are here for the aftermarket accessories. So starting off with number one, well, one of two, would be brake lever. I don't know if you guys can see that. 675 SS. It is fully adjustable here. And the other thing I like is that if it does fall, it has the capability to go up. If y'all watch my other videos, I did have my pant leg hook on the opposite side peg, and this bike was about 100 miles old before I fell over going 0 miles an hour. Pissed me off. But if it would have gone up like that, maybe I wouldn't have got a cut. I'm not sure, or not a cut, but a scratch on the actual lever itself. This is the brake side, not the clutch side. Super simple to actually take this stuff out. It is adjustable all the way up to 6. I like it at 3. And I'll go over something I did with this here in just a second. Super simple install. It is a plug and play. They're basically identical. So let me find the other guy that may or may not be around here. Here it is. So this is what this one looks like. Some of the aftermarkets that you can get, you actually have to take this out. And there's a spring inside of this mechanism, and you have to pull that spring out whenever you're taking this whole thing apart. It's unnecessary to even talk about, because this comes fully assembled, ready to just plug and play. The exact same fitment. You can see this right here, same notches. It's just not plastic. It's going to be aluminum. They're not the greatest quality, and that's something I have noticed with these bikes, is not a lot of people make aftermarket parts. You gotta go to AliExpress, sites like that. eBay has a few. Past that, not really much out there for the aftermarket experience of CFMoto 675, one of those cons that I'm starting to see. Not that I'm in any rush to say, hey, I need this, I need that, I wanted to rip this fairing off, I want that cover. It's just something that I have noticed. But to take this out, this is going to be a 5mm. Once you take this out, it'll continue to try to back out. It'll spin forever if you don't pull on it. Once you feel like, okay, this has been spinning quite a while, you have to pull that out. It'll go ahead and drop that brake off. There is going to be a little notch that does go into here. It'll be the exact same thing on this right here. Just got to line that up, make sure it's sitting in there right, and then when it lines up, go ahead and push that in. Go ahead and push that in, and then start screwing it back in. There is going to be a bolt on the bottom. I want to say that is a 8mm. Let me check real quick though. It might be 10. It is definitely going to be a 10mm. Let's see real quick. Yep, 10mm. So that's going to be a 10mm that you have to go ahead and loosen up before you start unscrewing this right here. This has its own individual threads at the top to get through, and the bottom is just holding that in place to make sure it does not loosen up. Key note, Loctite. If you're putting this stuff back on, you need to have Loctite. You can also tell that this right here is greased on the inside. I don't know if y'all can see that on my finger. But it is like an all-purpose, I'm sorry, on my other frame, greased. So on my finger, you'll see that sheen, if I can get it to focus. That's like all-purpose grease. It's just because it's a pivot point, it's going to be moving a lot. So any grease will work, silicone grease, things like that, just any all-purpose grease. Doesn't need to be super heavy, just needs to be on there. The other side right here, Clutch side, again, same ordeal. It does flip up, and it is fully adjustable all the way up to that 6th position. Again, I got mine set on 3, and I'm about to tell you why. In order to take the clutch off, let me go grab this clutch. There is going to be the cable that sits right in here. Yeah, stop using cinematic. It's going to sit right in there, which is on the underneath side here, and it runs through. So in order to take this off, you have to get that little slot right there. And there's a slot on this nut as well. So you actually have to back this thing up, get it loose to where you can turn it. And no, I didn't turn it back because I already adjusted it to where I wanted it. But they all have slots along with the slot that is located here. So that slot has to line up, and this slot on this one has to line up for you to actually, once this is loose, this 10mm bolt right here, you have to give that a turn, and then you have to, at the top, that is a Phillips, not a Phillips, a flathead, you got to screw that out. Once that bolt is out, it'll get really loose in here, and you're able to actually pull it out, give it a spin, and work that clutch cable out. You can actually work that clutch cable out, and take note of where it's at prior to. If you like how it feels with the OEM, try to remember that feel, because even though it's plug and play, it is a little bit different as far as the feeling of it goes. You can see the bend of that one, you can see the bend of this one. So, I mean, it is adjustable. You're going to have to figure that out. But if it's too loose, and you're like, no, there's way too much play in there before or there's not enough play in there, this is where you adjust it. If you want to stretch that cord out, you need to tighten this back further. And that's going to pull the cord apart from each other. This thread here actually threads into the actual clutch assembly itself. So that's another thing to take note of. The more you pull it out or spin this cover out, you got some room in there. Do not overstretch your clutch because it'll be engaged all the time and you're going to burn your clutch up. So that's just something to think about. The other thing is that I have done thus far is the tidy tail. Got rid of that fat tidy tail that came out to about right here, had those ugly ass reflectors on them. And this is actually not what I ordered. They sent this to me, 0 instructions, not hard to assemble, but mine was supposed to be adjustable. It was supposed to be 2 adjustable nuts coming off of a bracket, and I could swing that plate wherever I wanted it to. That's what I wanted, because I was going to pull it all the way back and sit it right here. Just in case I didn't want to be seen by a tollway. But this is what they sent me. I waited about a month and a half for it. So it is what it is. It works. And the only reason I kept it was because it says that right there. It doesn't say SS, but SS or SRR. It's our brother from another mother across the seas. So I went ahead and went with it and said, you know what? Fuck it, it's here. I'm going to install it. Super easy install as well. There are going to be 3 bolts that from the inside of here. You're going to have to move your tail light cables out of the way. Go ahead and cut the zip tie that comes with the OEM assembly over the top of it's like a protective cover. Just cut the zip tie, pull that cover back, the sheathing, and there will be the LED light from the factory, which is going to be brown and green. This one is going to be red and black. It doesn't matter which one you plug in to either or. It's not a different signal. So it's not like a blinker where it has to line up with that left blinker, or else it'll have offset reactions to the opposite side. It's just sending signal to light. So just 2 wires, power wire, and going back. So that's pretty much that. It's always on anyways when you turn the bike on. The other one is just the clip right back in. These bolts though, when you take this thing off, make sure that the Allen key is inside of those bolts. I ended up having to take the front seat off, all that, because I dropped this guy. I dropped this guy and it went all the way down into the bottom portion and I could not locate it. And something told me Don't worry about it. And then I thought a little bit more and I said, well, if that were to come out due to vibration, it's either going to, number one, harm me, drop in the chain, somehow get lodged Final Destination style, and it's going to be a bad day for me. Or it's going to be a bad day for somebody else, Final Destination style, and I'm going to send that thing going 150 miles an hour into somebody's windshield and hit them. So I had to take the front seat off, had to move a bunch of parts out of the way, lifting stuff up that was kind of had a little bit of wiggle room, and it eventually fell down. And I was able to get it with a magnet by the battery. But tight squeeze in there. Don't make that mistake that I made. Make sure that that Allen key is actually as deep as it can be inside of those bolts, or else what happened to me will happen to you. And of course, the last thing that I have done thus far is just a simple tank protector, just a guard for the tank. I've seen a lot of people that were saying they're getting micro scratches. Again, it's probably not a white bike. They're probably on the black and gray. I didn't even want to have to deal with it, and I think it's kind of cool anyways. You can get this in the same teal as that. It's like a white or a clear, maybe white, I don't know. And a teal, but it says NK something, and I don't have a NK CFMoto, so I didn't want to go with that one, and I didn't want black because it was going to be a little bit too out there, so I just went clear. I think it fits nice. It flows in. If you want to see it, you can see it, but you know, it's not really, hey, look at me. But that's pretty much it thus far on what I've done. If you guys are looking for other type of content other than just, you know, little modifications here and there, you want to see some ride bys, you want to hear just the, you know, plain old exhaust, you know, out of neutral, because a lot of people don't understand that you need to kick your bike out of neutral to actually hear the true potential of what this sounds like, and it doesn't sound bad. Then just comment, subscribe, and let me know what you guys want to actually see. That way I can do some drive-bys, you know, or flybys, I guess is what it's going to end up being. And kind of give you the pros and cons of this. I have not gotten my actual camera, and I'm still debating on which one I want to go with, whether it be the GoPro or the Action Hero 5, and then trying to figure out what is the best microphone to put inside of my helmet. That way we can start doing some ride-alongs with me, and you can kind of see more in depth what the day-to-day life is of riding a CFMoto. This is not my only means of transportation. I still take this bad boy out over here, the Yamaha Raider, 1900 cc's right there. So both of them are fun. I will say this one right here, I have so much fun on it. This thing can move. This thing can move up and down, go wherever you want it to go. But just let me know. Let me know in the comments what you guys want to see. If you like this video, again, please thumbs it up and subscribe. And until next time, YouTube,